secrets. Talk to me.
Did you know that the richest man in history, John Rockefeller, was able to earn his first $50 by working for 3 months straight? On top of that, John also managed to donate 5% to the church.
What else?
Then a successful page of his life began, where the average salary of Rockefeller was the same $50, only a minute. Of course, like many billionaires of his time, John Rockefeller had his own secret, but it was not a simple one, because John used it only at night. And it was due to his money trick that he lived a long and rich life. Now imagine if you two had a chance to make billions of dollars just by doing what John Rockefeller did every night. Would you take it? If so, watch this video till the end and listen carefully to Rockefeller's tips, because it could make you rich. Welcome to the main channel on finance. Subscribe to find out all the money secrets. John Davidson Rockefeller first shot to fame in 1907 when he officially became the first billionaire in history, but unofficially he is credited with philanthropy. John has even established a personal foundation which generously donated large amounts to education and medical research. Rockefeller also became the founder of the University of Chicago. There is a dark side to his life though. It is because of the billionaire's entrepreneurial activities that antitrust laws were introduced against him in the US and Europe, because Rockefeller controlled 90% of the oil industry. It should be noted that domination of the entrepreneur's companies was reflected in the increase of oil quality and decrease of its cost, and the buyers liked it. However, the measures he took to strengthen his monopoly were undesirable. The company threatened competitors and secretly bought up bankrupt companies at low prices along with the adjacent railroads. Because of this, many people consider John Rockefeller's success undeserved and unfair. But shortly after this situation, the richest man in history issued a book titled How I Became a Billionaire, where he decided to reveal the factors that influenced his wealth. In fact, between the lines, John Rockefeller revealed to the world his main money secret, which every future billionaire should know. Lack of self-interest is a sure way to succeed. John Rockefeller writes that one should choose a life's work based on the question, where can I do the most good for society? In the book, he points out that those who have shown the highest concern for society and the world are entitled to expect the highest achievements and success in life. Businesses that genuinely care about the good of the greatest number of people are bound to be profitable. Useless companies, on the other hand, can bring neither profit nor success. Here is what John writes in his book, How I Became a Billionaire, when he was asked
John wearing his nice white bow to straw hat
there. Just choosing his path in life. If you're going to be really good at it, whether you're self-employed or an employee, don't go into it with the idea of making as much money as possible. Before you choose your vocation, ask yourself a question. In what area can I do the most good for society? Listen to the first thought that crosses your mind. With that in your mind, be bold and walk your chosen path, and each step will bring you closer to true success.
Sounds like good advice.
Savvy tongues win in business. Rockefeller's partners and friends often compared him to a fox because he was very cunning and had a silver tongue. But John himself always said that it is important not to possess qualities, but to use them properly. So his original business strategy was that when meeting partners, he talked only about his company and didn't try to sell his services right away. This approach had the opposite effect, with partners expressing a desire to work with him. I learned very quickly that the most reasonable way to establish a business relationship was to announce the opening of a new company, but not to mention that we wanted orders. I simply told the wholesale commissioners that I was a representative of Clark and Rockefeller, told them about the foundation of the company, and in no way showed any desire to immediately formalize a business relationship with them. I had mentioned that we would be glad to provide our services, etc. at some later date. However, to our amazement, as if by magic, we began to receive orders one after another in such numbers that we could hardly keep up with them, writes Rockefeller. The key ingredient in the recipe for success. If you want to build a business, it is always worth observing decency in relations with partners, and you should not strive for short-term gain. John Rockefeller writes that entrepreneurs often justify themselves by saying they had no other options. However, if you accept the rules of fair trade for yourself and stick to this principle, it will be much easier to build your business. Responsible, thoughtful, and accurate execution of one's duties, doing business only by the rules of fair trade. Long-term success is impossible if the entrepreneur does not adhere to honest actions. These alone can inspire confidence in the merchant. It is this trust that is the capital which is always value, and accumulating it is worth the effort. effort. Do not stray from the straight, carefully trodden paths of trust and integrity. Do not seek to turn to some roundabouts of temporary rapid profits. Remember that it is impossible to always be a winner in everything, writes Rockefeller. Winners always have a plan. John Rockefeller writes that entrepreneurs often can't say what led to their success. They don't analyze information and they don't look at reports. He, on the other hand, always had a clear plan at the top of his agenda. He advises to always study in detail everything that somehow relates to your business. Thoroughly build your position so that in case of failures and blunders, you will always stand firmly on the ground. And it is important not to make things look better than they really are. Having a clear path, analysis, and having a plan B is the secret to success. Even before you start a business, think about whether you can achieve a victorious result. Always look ahead. It's amazing how many seemingly sober-minded businessmen get involved in ventures without even understanding the conditions under which they are taking that risk. The board of the Standard Oil Company has been rigorous in its reporting from day one. We always had a full understanding of where we made a loss and what made a profit. We never cheated ourselves, John writes. The main secret of the wily billionaire. Rockefeller started making his own money at the age of 16. He worked as an assistant accountant, earning 50 cents a day. Those pennies came from his hard work.
He should have sold hats.
John analyzed his income and future opportunities, and one day simply came to the conclusion that the only way to really make money was to have his own business. Switching to his own business made him the richest man in history. And if you continue
strong
to
moustache
sit all
by
day
John
at your
here
job without increasing your earnings, just think, what is going to happen next? Will you be able to live your dream and become truly rich? Or maybe you should get serious right now and become an entrepreneur. Create your own business and enjoy every day of your life doing what you love. Only making the right choice will make you rich. And that's all I have. This is...
There we have it. Secret money tips from John D. Rockefeller himself. You too can get rich. The secret money tips.